Hello everyone, and welcome to the Week 9 update. And happy Halloween! For everybody that's going out tonight, stay safe, stay warm, and I hope you come home with a ton of candy. But for the rest of us, we got a lot to cover this week, so let's just jump right into the update. First and foremost, this will be the last 5 weeks beginning this week of the regular season. So, with that said, I'm going to begin our playoff hunt coverage. In place of the storylines I used to do at the end, I'm going to replace that with the playoff hunt coverage. And so each week going forward to the playoffs, I will cover who's in the playoffs and who's in the hunt in each division. So good luck to everybody, and we'll see if you make that list when we get there. But with that said, we'll jump into our regular news, starting off with the first section of Around the League. So I'm going to start off with what I always remind everybody to check your lineups at minimum before the Thursday game, and if you can, before the Sunday games. Last week we had a few more teams that had inactive players in their roster, getting them those dreaded zeros, and a few teams actually lost because of those zeros. So with this being playoff season, you want to make sure you prevent those losses as best you can. So remember to set those lineups, everybody. The second thing I want to remind everybody about is that dues are due by December 22nd, that being $11 per player for prizes. If you want to donate more, you can. Any more that you donate, and including some of your prize money will go towards the Make-A-Wish Foundation in Tyson's name. If you have PayPal, we've got a payment section on the website, and if you don't, just go ahead and send me a message either on Facebook or by email at tcmffl@gmail.com. Alright, that's all I've got for Around the League, so now we're going to hop into the NFL news. I actually only have one monumental piece of news this week, is Tom Brady leaving the Patriots. That's right, the rumor mill is that Brady may be out of New England. The truth of it is, or the fact is, that his contract has been voided at the end of the season. The rumor is that Brady himself did it, but no one as far as I know has confirmed that. But the other piece that we do know as a fact is that Alex Carrera, his trainer, and Tom Brady himself have both sold their New England homes. So that kind of really leads into he is out of New England at the end of the season, but no one knows that for sure. Which leads to the question, is he leaving for another team, or is he retiring? I'm more inclined to believe he's going to retire, especially if they win their 7th this year. I don't see him coming back, but we'll see. Who knows? Like I said, I only had that one piece of NFL news, so now we'll hop into our next section of games to watch. And with 4 exceptional teams on bye this week, there really wasn't too much to note here, so I'll just jump into the only 2 games I could find. The first one being the Sunday game during the day of the 6-2 Vikings traveling to the 5-3 Chiefs. We all know that the Chiefs are banged up and possibly missing Mahomes again this week. However, last week, without Mahomes, they very nearly beat Green Bay. So this is a win that the Vikings desperately need to keep pace with the Packers in the NFC North. So we'll see if they're capable of doing it in an incredibly hard place to play. The last game I had was the Sunday night game. It's the undefeated Patriots traveling to the 5-2 Ravens. The Patriots are undefeated, as I mentioned, and seemingly on the collision course for another back-to-back Super Bowl. But this week they play the only team that's given Brady fits in the Ravens. So we'll see if Jackson can lead his Ravens to a victory at home. It's going to be tough, though. Alright, those are the only games I have, so let's get to those teams on bye. Like I mentioned, there's 4 teams on bye. Those teams mean the Saints, the Falcons, the Rams, and the Bengals. So keep that in mind as you're setting your roster and avoid putting any of those teams' players in that roster. Alright, so that's the last of that, and that leads into our playoff hunt coverage. So this is going to be new going forward, and it's going to talk about everybody that's in the playoffs and who's got a chance to make them. So good luck to everybody, and we'll see if you make those playoffs in 5 weeks. We'll start off here in the North. The first team that's in the playoffs currently is Marcus. He's undefeated and riding an MVP Christian McCaffrey performance to the actual first official clinched playoff seat. So Marcus is the first team to officially actually make the TFL playoffs. So congratulations to him, and we'll see how he does in the actual playoffs this year. The next is the North actually is a 4-way tie for second between Steph, Marlis, Paula, and myself. Paula and Steph actually play each other this week, meaning that one team for sure is going to get kicked out of that 2-way tie. So we'll see who it's going to be. Good luck to both of you. And then I play my brother, the undefeated Marcus. A loss here potentially knocks me out of the playoffs. So if anybody really has an incentive to finally beat Marcus, it's me. So we'll see how that goes. Of course, there's also the sibling rivalry in there. So good luck to Marcus, and everybody else pray for me. And lastly, we've got a two-way tie for 6th place between Amanda and Rebecca. Amanda plays John. John is actually just behind Rebecca and Amanda, and a win here could knock Amanda out and put John in the playoffs. So good luck to both of you. You're both going to need to fight or play your best to try and keep that spot. And then Rebecca actually plays winless Dean this weekend. Unfortunately for Dean, he didn't take control of his team until about halfway through the season when it was injury-ridden and not paid attention to for a few weeks. So it's been real tough for him to come by with wins. However, a win here could potentially knock Rebecca out of the playoffs. So he actually has a chance to still affect the playoffs. So good luck to Rebecca if she wants to keep that seat. And let's see if Bubby can come up with his first win. So good luck to both of you. Alright, so those are the teams that are currently in the playoffs. But in the North, there are 4 teams in the hunt. And they're all actually tied just 1 game out. Those being John, Justin, Mark, and Sean. John we already talked about in his game against Amanda. But Justin plays his mother, Sean. Winner has a chance to get in the playoffs. Loser is going to find it even harder to stay in that hunt and get the next spot. So you're really going to both want to play here to keep in the hunt. And Mark plays his wife, Marlis. Marlis is actually tied for 2nd and coming off a tough loss last week, only losing by 2 points. But that was without her starting quarterback, Lamar Jackson. So a win's going to be, or who returns this week, excuse me. So a win is going to be tough to come by for Mark this week. So good luck, Mark, and we'll see if he can get himself 1 step closer to the playoffs. So that's all we've got in the North. The rest of you that didn't quite get talked about as far as in the playoffs for the hunt, do your best, and we've still got 5 weeks left, so you got a shot, and give it your all. With that said, though, let's hop into the South and talk about their teams in the playoffs and in the hunt. To start off in the playoffs, we currently have a 2-way tie for 1st place between Jody and Taylor. Jody actually plays her son Chris this week, and with Chris just being 1 game out, a win here could see Chris get back in. So good luck to Chris, and we'll see if Jody can maintain her first spot. Taylor, on the other hand, plays Alyssa. And it's interesting because Taylor last week actually lost to Jody to create the tie for 1st here. And Alyssa is actually in 2nd place. So a win here could see Taylor knock out of that 1st place tie and put Alyssa into it. So it'll be interesting to see who ends up in 1st at the end of this week. Good luck to everybody who's got a shot. And then the last 4 teams in the playoffs are actually in a tie, and those teams being Holly, Sharon, Haley, and Alyssa. With Holly playing Faye, this game will be close, and Faye is actually projected to get her 2nd win this week, which could knock Holly out. So both teams are really going to be playing hard to see if they can A, stay in the playoffs, or B, get that next win. So good luck to both of you. Sharon plays Kim. Sharon actually currently has a few players inactive in her roster, giving her those dreaded zeros. So hopefully she can get that changed by game time, because a loss here would most likely knock her out of the playoffs. And with it being playoff season, a loss is something you want to avoid. So hopefully she gets that fixed. Next one is Haley playing Grandma Pat. Grandma's 1 game out of the playoffs, so a win here could see her switching places with Haley. So good luck to both of you for whomever really wants to get that spot. And then lastly, Alyssa playing Taylor. We've already talked about that. Good luck to both of you, and we'll see who ends up on 1st at the end of the week. So then moving on, we're going to talk about the teams in the hunt. There's actually 3 teams in the hunt for the South: Chris, Grandma, Pat, and Kristen. We've already talked about Grandma and Chris's games, so let's go ahead and just jump into Kristen, who's playing Lucas. Lucas is actually only 1 game behind Kristen here, so a win here gets him that 1 step closer to the playoffs and potentially knocks Kristen out of the hunt. So both teams are really going to be playing hard, because the winner of this game is going to be that 1 step closer to getting into the playoffs. So good luck to both of you, and we'll see who ends up on top. Alright everybody, with that, that's all we have. And like I said, the playoff season has begun, so do your best. Best of luck to everybody, and we will see who makes it to the end. Again, happy Halloween. Thank you all for your time. I very much appreciate it. And we will see you all next week. Thank you.